Welcome to the August edition of the Renewables Roundup, the monthly video that gives you a roundup of all the latest stories across the US in the world of renewables. I'm your host Eddy Maunder, Principal Consultant at Coalesce Management Consulting, the renewable energy consultancy who provide engineering, construction and project management services on renewable energy projects globally. This month's video provides you with information about new targets, upcoming projects and news from across the US to help make it easier for you to keep up with the latest updates. This month's top story focuses on Duke Energy. The utility giant have announced their plan to sell their solar and wind portfolio in what could be one of the largest renewable sales ever, with a predicted value of $4 billion. Duke CEO Lynn Good said, "I believe there will be a robust market for these assets, given that it's not only the operating assets, but also the development pipeline." Duke's unit is among the top 10 solar and wind businesses in the US, but that represents less than 5% of the company's consolidated earnings, according to its earnings presentation. If sold, the majority of proceeds will be used for debt repayment and avoidance, the company has recently stated. In a surprise victory for solar and clean technology industries, US Senator Joe Manchin and Democrats reached an agreement on a reconciliation bill dubbed the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. The bill includes $370 billion in spending for renewable energy and climate measures. As written in the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, the tax credit will begin at 30% and step down to 26% in 2033 and then 22% in 2034. There are also several adders for the tax credit depending on the type of organisation, domestic product use and project location. Roth Capital Partners said the investment tax credit could reach as high as 50% for some projects with the right adders applied. The credit also includes the direct pay provision. This would allow a developer with little or no tax liability or treat the amount of credit as an overpayment of tax, which would result in a cash payment refund in the amount of such overpayment being made to the developer. Longroad Energy Holdings has announced a multi-million-dollar equity investment to accelerate the expansion of its wind, solar and storage portfolio from 1,500 megawatts to 8,500 megawatts in the next 5 years. The $500 million investment was made by MEAG, acting as asset management arm for both entities of Munich Re, alongside two of the company's existing investors, the NZ Super Fund and Infratil, a listed entity managed by Morrison & Co. The investment will also support Longroad's strategic shift from primarily develop-to-sell business model to one that is more orientated towards ownership. The Bureau of Ocean Energy Management has announced that they are taking the next steps to advanced offshore wind planning and leasing in the Gulf of Maine. BOEM are publishing requests for interest and requests for competitive interest, which initiates two separate 45-day public comment periods. The RFI is the first step in BOEM's commercial planning and leasing process and gauges interest in developing the area. The RFCI is the next step in processing the State of Maine's application for a research lease. Game Change Solar announced that a new 6 gigawatt tracker tube line will begin operations in the Midwest in February 2023, supporting the rapid growth of solar power plants in the United States. With the addition of the highly automated facility, Game Change will bring its US tracker tube capacity to 14 gigawatts. The exact location in the Midwest has not yet been disclosed to the press at this time. Green Alia is making progress in its solar pipeline in the American market, where it already has 1.2 gigawatts of projects under development in the US. This is going to be added to the 660 megawatts of solar in different advanced permitting stages that they have across Spain. The company entered the US market last year with the acquisition of a 695 megawatt solar project in a ready-to-build status. This is the Mazet 2 project. Today the project is in the phase of construction and equipment procurement, in which the company has already secured all the supply of the plant's transformers, with delivery to be scheduled for the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023. NextEra, along with Portland General Electric, have built North America's first energy centre to combine wind, solar and energy storage in one location. The Wheat Ridge Energy Centre, which came online earlier this year, features 300 megawatts of wind, 50 megawatts of solar and 30 megawatts of storage. They were the top stories from the US renewables market in August. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, share, or even better, all three. If you have a renewable energy project coming up, CMC provide engineering, construction and project management services to help deliver your project ahead of schedule and under budget. For more information, please visit www.cmc-global.consulting or reach out to myself directly on LinkedIn. Thanks for watching. I'm Eddy Maunder and this has been the Renewables Roundup. I hope to see you again next month.